Hey guys, what is up, Vero here? So, I mentioned kind of the basics of the story a couple weeks ago on stream, and some people were like, you totally need to make a video about that. So, here we are. So as you can tell by the title of the video, you can honestly tell what I'm about to talk about. This is a story time video. I think that they're pretty entertaining and kind of fun to watch and slash listen to. So I thought I would record mine myself. So here we go. So this happened quite a long time ago. I'm 30 years old right now. Yes, I'm aware I don't look it, thanks. Or someone's probably going to comment saying that I do. So I was probably around like 18, 19, 20. It was somewhere in that range. I don't remember exactly. All I know is I was no longer in high school. I was in college, so I know I was over 18. But one day at work, so I worked at this place that was a pretty awesome place if you were a student. I started working there my senior year of high school. And then I continued working there during my first few years of college while I got my first degree before I moved away to get my second degree. And it was a pretty easy job. You only worked a couple hours a day. They were really flexible with scheduling. On the weekends, I was the hostess. So this particular day, I believe, was a Saturday because it was in the afternoon and it was the only time that we served lunch instead of dinner. So I'm at work, and although we only work a couple hours, they do provide us food. So whatever food we served that day, I worked in like a dining room type place, they would let us eat as well, depending on how much was left. So usually during that time, you know, people would get out their phones and whatever, even though this was like a million years ago, people were still kind of getting into that process of looking at their phone too much. I know I'm guilty of it, so whatever. So I get out my phone and I check it, and I noticed a lot of missed calls, and I noticed that the same number is still calling me. Now, I don't answer the phone unless I know who is calling me, because you get telemarketers and people offering you a job and just, or I guess asking you to come in for an interview or whatever. You just get calls from random places all the time, and it's annoying, even back then, although I think I get them more now. So I just didn't answer it because I figured if it was an emergency and it was my mother or a family member, they would call me at work. They would not be calling my cell phone because they knew that I didn't have it on me. So I just I threw it back in my purse, I put it back in the office, and I just finished my shift. I left work, and when I was leaving, I checked my phone, and I legit had like a million missed calls. I mean, there was at least, and I mean, mind you, this was probably maybe an hour later, maybe half an hour later, maybe 45 minutes at the least. There was at least double-digit missed calls. Why? Like, why? Why? So I get in my car, and I'm originally from Florida, so this story took place in Florida, so it was hot. I'm pretty sure it was in the summer because I don't think I was in school at the time, so it might have been during like a summer break or something. But regardless, it's hot in Florida. So I was cooling up my car, turned it on, turned the air on, cooled it up before I went on my drive back home, and I made the mistake of answering the phone because I wanted to know who was calling me. Maybe it was an emergency, or maybe they were trying to reach somebody else and it was an emergency. So, although I guess if they were calling me the last like 3 or 4 hours, I guess it wasn't that big of an emergency. So I answered the phone, and this woman asked me why I'm sleeping with her husband. What? I tell her, I'm not sleeping with your husband. I have no clue who your husband is. I have no clue who you are. You have the wrong number. But she is convinced that I'm sleeping with her husband. Now here's the kicker. Her husband's in the background. Like, if you have that big of trust issues that you have to go through your husband's cell phone or boyfriend or whoever's, you got problems. You got 99 problems, and it's yourself. Like, that's not a healthy relationship. Anyway, so I'm talking to this woman. I'm telling her I have no clue how she got my number or anything. She says that my number appeared like on his phone or something, maybe in like the recent call list. Like, really, woman? Calm the fuck down. So I tell her I have no clue why. Maybe he just misdialed me. I have no clue who you are. I have no clue who your husband is. You have the wrong number, and then I hang up. I say like bye and stuff because I'm still polite, okay? And I hang up and I drive home. Now my drive home from work to my house was about 20 to 30 minutes depending on traffic. And the entire time that I'm driving home, she's still calling my phone. I had silenced my phone because the Buffy ringtone was driving me nuts. Like, I mean, she would call and then hang up, and then call and then hang up. It wasn't like spaced out calling. It was calling me the entire drive home. So I finally get home and I decide to have some fun, because if you're gonna keep calling my freaking cell phone and annoying me, I'm gonna play with you, because I can. So I get home and I turn on my computer before I answer the phone, and I decide to record the entire conversation, which I do actually have somewhere. I tried looking for it when I was visiting my mom because some of my stuff was still there, and I was so busy I just didn't have the time. So next time I go, I'll probably be going later this year, I'm gonna see if I can find the audio recordings, because they're probably on a CD somewhere, because I recorded it because I thought it was funny and I let my friend listen to it, and my friend thought it was funny. So if I can find that, I'll do like an update video of this. So I get home and I decide to go on eBaum's World. I don't know how much eBaum's World is still used, but back then they used to have this like voice thing where it had different sound bites from different celebrities. It had Michael Jackson, Sarah Michelle Gellar, a bunch of movies, like a whole bunch of stuff. And I decided to use the sound one for Sarah Michelle Gellar. Now this contains sound files from movies like Cruel Intentions and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and who knows what else, but those were kind of the main two that I used in it. So I turn my speakers all the way up, I grab my microphone, I start recording, and I answer the phone, and I talk to this woman the entire time, except for maybe 2 or 3 lines of conversation that I had to answer myself, because there wasn't a voice thing that I could respond with it, as Sarah Michelle Gellar. And it took them a long time to realize that they were talking to a voice recording. So, hats off to me. So, I'm talking to this woman, and I tried seeing if eBaum's World still had it, but they don't. They might be like on an archive website somewhere. But I do remember like a lot of the voice lines were from Cruel Intentions. So they were not very nice things that I was sometimes saying, but she would just like ask me something and I would just be like, no, like, cause she had this like very sassy no or yes or something. And then at one point I know she asked my age and I responded myself because I didn't have any way to respond to her or any like smart aleck thing that I could say back. But this entire conversation was basically her telling me that I'm a homewrecker and I'm a horrible person and I shouldn't be sleeping with her husband and that I'm just awful and just all this stuff. And I didn't think it was a prank because, like, why would you call someone like 50 times in the span of an hour? Like, honestly, she called me way more than that. She probably called me triple digits. Like, it was nuts. Ugh, I still can't believe this happened. But, so I'm still going through the conversation with her. I'm still pretending to be Sarah Michelle Gellar, responding with just random one-liners and just funny little things that she had on her eBaum's World thing. I'm pretty sure it was eBaum's World. Because I remember my friends and I used to use it a lot because we were very mature. And eventually, after she lectures me on me being a homewrecker and being a horrible person, her husband, still in the background listening to this entire thing, goes, "It's a fucking recording." And I really wanted to be like, no shit, Sherlock. He realized it was a recording. She said something stupid, I don't know, maybe something mean, who knows, that was still probably stupid, and then hung up the phone. And I was laughing so hard, and then immediately I went to my computer and listened back to the recording, and it worked. It recorded the whole thing. There were some parts that you couldn't really hear, but for the most part you could hear the entire thing. I told my friends what happened, and they were like, oh my god, Veronica's a homewrecker. We never knew. But it was one of those things that was just really funny to me, that this woman was calling me to tell me that I'm a homewrecker. I've never dated anyone or slept with anyone that was in a relationship, especially someone married, because I'm not an idiot and I would never do that. So, yeah. I mean, if you've done that, you're not necessarily an idiot, but, you know, you do you. But I just thought it was a funny story, so I thought I would tell it to you guys. I still can't believe it happened. My life sometimes. But if I do find those recordings, I will upload them somewhere or put them in a video so you guys can listen to them because they are pretty funny. There's at least 2 recordings that I remember. Yeah, I just thought it was a funny story and I thought I would tell you guys it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you haven't already, and I put out new videos every week, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. A fin up, I guess, if you enjoyed it. And be sure to subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos every week. Don't forget to also check out my social media at the bottom because you can follow me there too. I stream weekly on twitch.tv/Veroicone, and you can catch me there too in case you want to see more of me and see more of me in a shark costume. Because why not? I don't know. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Shark out!